Welcome back to Highly Unapologetic, the podcast, episode 19. We're in the house tonight, Thursday night.
Let's get it.
Gonna get some things done. A couple things right off the top. Tomorrow, Friday night.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty interesting over here at my house.
What do we got?
We got Wes coming over.
Wes.
We got Gabe coming over. And we got Stupid Mario coming over.
Stupid Mario.
So tomorrow, I'm hoping I'm going to get my wish and have our listeners hate Mario. And so...
Are you hoping to get like responses like, hey, that Mario guy, he was whack?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. And then I'm going to be like, I know.
Yeah.
We hate him. That's why he's Stupid Mario. But I was texting him, about coming through after I put that post on Facebook about needing somebody to come do that fantasy football episode with me, which is what we're going to do. They're coming over tomorrow to talk about fantasy football because I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I don't play fantasy football. I play fantasy baseball.
That seems hard. I've done fantasy basketball even, and because of like the games, multiple games in a week, and some people are playing, some people aren't playing. That seems crazy. It's
not necessarily that it's hard. It's just you just have to pay attention.
Yeah, every day.
Because that's one of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I put the players that have games in and who I want in. But then, lineup cards don't come out till later.
Of course. And
so you've already set your roster, and if you forget about it, and 3 of your players are taking the day off.
Well, that's what gets me.
You're screwed.
See, I can set my football lineup, Wednesday night, again Saturday.
But I love checking it all day long.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But I don't love football like that, and I don't watch it and pay attention and watch stats.
Right,
enough to know who is good. So, Wes, Gabe, Mario, he was telling me he doesn't know anything. He sucks at it too. And so I told him, come for comedic value.
Right.
I mean, at least you bring that.
Right.
And he said, Gabe said the same thing.
Right.
But it was before that I was actually talking to Mario about him and Wes coming and just doing a regular episode.
Right.
And
I thought that for sure it was going to be like a baseball episode.
It doesn't have to be.
It's going to turn into that.
It's going to. Well, I'm sure we'll touch on it because they're two baseball guys, which I can appreciate.
Right.
And but he was like, "Man, I got a whole repitation to uphold." So, and I was like, "Perfect," because I want them to hate you.
He really does.
He does. He has to. Him and my brother might be the two biggest internet trolls I know.
Really?
And it's funny. But anyways, when you got over here, man, I told you I have a surprise.
Yeah, I know.
You look over.
When you do this.
You love it when you see it, though.
Sure,
and when
right.
you hear it, though.
You're right. Good point.
Because last week we got rid of Paul Wall.
Yeah, I was excited.
And you're happy about it. And I got a text from somebody this week when she listened to the episode, and all she said was "faker," and I went, "What? I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about." She said Paul Wall, and I was like, "No, that was like, that was fake." And she goes, "You had people really hating your music taste.
They were like, this dude is
this dude is an idiot because he really thinks Paul Wall."
And it was like ruining your music judgment.
Yeah.
So you were.
It was ruining my music taste in the eyes of other people.
Right.
Like, how can this dude really claim to be a music buff, a music aficionado, and he thinks Paul Wall is the greatest white rapper ever to touch the mics?
That's exactly it.
Got him.
Got him.
So anyways, got a little surprise for you.
Okay.
You look over your right shoulder, my left shoulder. We're getting the wall built up.
Yeah, I like it.
And I have something for the wall.
Uh-oh.
In honor of our episode tomorrow that has to go up on the wall.
Okay.
When they get here. And without further ado.
Oh my gosh. Dude, look for Mario. Oh my gosh. Bro, you blew it up. Let me see it.
Yeah.
That is
so
amazing.
Let's just get into something real quick and tell the story. And if you want to get up while I tell this story and just hang it on that nail right there, go for it.
Heck yeah.
So Mario and I had been planning. This was a few years ago to make a baseball trip. Me, Mario, and Wes has talked to us about it too. And I just happened, dude. That looks so good over my shoulder.
Oh my gosh!
Wow, that is amazing.
Does he know that you're putting that up?
He will tonight when I put the teaser out.
Oh man, I can't wait.
So, we're talking about making a baseball trip. We wanted to go out to LA, watch some Dodger games, watch some Angel games, or wherever they're playing, whatever. So I had a planned trip to Denver.
Okay.
And so in the days leading up to going up to Denver, no, I say days, weeks, going up to Denver, I was looking at the Colorado Rockies schedule.
Okay.
Dodgers just happened to be in town while I was there. So I texted Mario. I was like, hey, dude, why don't you come to Denver these days? I've already got my ticket, whatever.
Right.
And we can figure it out and go to all the games. And, you know, tickets are cheap.
Yeah.
And
they do day games and stuff, right? Even during the week?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
And so, long story short, Mario couldn't go. You know, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I guess he was scared. But my trip is over, and I'm in Denver International Airport waiting for my plane to come home. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just minding my own business on my phone. That night, I don't know if you remember this, I was arguing with John.
Uh-huh.
It was a night me and him were fighting.
Yeah.
On text.
Okay.
I'm sure you were in that group.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so I look up from my phone, and there's Mario's twin. We'll just call him, you know, for Nintendo and nostalgic purposes, we'll just call him Wario.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh, dude.
Did you freeze up?
Yeah.
Oh my
dude,
god.
I froze.
Yeah.
Like, I had to take a picture, and so I got closer. I went and took a seat as close as I could get to this dude.
I can't get over this.
The perfect part about it was he was wearing Dodger gear.
Yes, he's in that same Dodger hat.
Yes,
that Mario has on his profile picture.
Yes, and so I snap a picture.
Oh my gosh!
I put it on Facebook. I said, Mario, I thought you said you couldn't come this weekend. And so every year,
his reaction was the best though, because he was like,
wow.
Yeah, most of the time you get photos from somebody like, hey, this, you know, you're like, that doesn't look like me at all.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
He could. Yeah.
He just
it
like,
looks just like him.
This is me.
Well, see, here's the thing now. This dude right here.
Yeah.
He's fat. That's fat Mario.
Right.
This dude right here.
Yeah.
Is Mario now because Mario got fat. So
it's Mario from the future.
Daniel.
Yeah.
That's your quarterback.
Oh my gosh.
That's your quarterback.
Dude, when we saw that picture, it was, oh my gosh. His reaction was perfect too. He was like, yo, that might be me.
It was perfect, and so it came up on my memories on Facebook the other day.
Because how long was it? A year ago or 2 years ago?
No, it's been like 3 years.
Gosh.
And so it popped up on my memories, and I had to print it out. I was like, dude, this has to go on the wall.
Yes, that's perfect.
Like, it has to. And so
you should have made him put it on the wall.
I did. I don't think he would have.
You're right.
He would have gave me some snarky comment.
Yeah, I can't wait till he sees it.
He can't. I'll have to have the cameras rolling.
Yeah,
when he walks in.
That's a good look.
And just kind of, you know, we got this camera right here, point it that way, point this camera over here.
Right.
You know, and just get it going.
Man, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I wish you could be here.
I can't get over that picture too, man. It's been years, and still every time we post it, we're good.
I might post it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I might make a collage. Or just a side-by-side. When I do the teaser tonight, I might just do a side-by-side, not even do the video that we're recording right now, and just do a side-by-side and then the voiceover.
Yeah.
You know?
Mario in the studio tomorrow.
Yeah, I cannot wait to get Mario here. Y'all,
gosh, that's funny, dude.
Y'all are in for a treat because, I mean, it's fantasy football, and, you know, to me, that's boring.
Yeah,
but
you're crazy for that,
but the two of the people coming, Wes and Mario, I know.
And Gabe?
Well, I don't know Gabe.
Right.
I may have met him. I don't know.
Right. I'm sure you have.
But I know Wes and Mario
are
hilarious.
True.
They're two of the funniest people I know.
Right.
And so
I think Gabe and Mario will bounce off each other well. I mean, just because they know each other so well.
And so, whether y'all play fantasy football or not,
yeah, check it out.
Listen to the special episode
for sure.
Just to have the giggles and the laughs.
Right. I'm really upset that I'm missing that.
I'm anticipating it to be.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Pretty funny.
I'm super into fantasy football too, so I think it'll be a good episode for me to. It might be fun for me, since I've been doing so many episodes, in a row,
right?
To like be able to sit back and just enjoy it too. That might be fun because I love fantasy football.
And that's what's gonna be my favorite part. Like I'm gonna host the show. I'm gonna intro the show, introduce everybody, introduce the show,
right?
And then I'm gonna back up,
let them kind of run with it,
and let them run with it.
Yeah,
I'll leave my mic on.
Yeah,
because Mario's gonna give me some.
Mario's just gonna
give me ammunition.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
So it'll be good. So y'all look forward to that, and whether you take their advice or not. It was actually a very good friend of mine that I've been friends with her for 6 or 7 years maybe. Laura, who texted me because she listens to every show, and as a matter of fact, her beef with that top 20 or top 50 list was Ludacris was nowhere on it.
Oh,
which I agree with her. He should be on it. I don't know how high, but she's a big Ludacris fan. And so anyway, she was like, "I need your help." Oh no, she said something like, "You should do a fantasy football episode next week because she plays."
Right.
And she's like,
"Yeah, this next week or so is going to be. I mean, I got 3 drafts this weekend alone.
All the drafts are going to be happening this week, which is, that's cool, and that's one thing that I like about fantasy baseball is drafts.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I do so many leagues, just because I enjoy the whole draft process.
But I like the league, the fantasy baseball league I'm in. I've been in it for 7 or 8 years now.
Same guys.
Keeper league, same guys. They'll. I think Jones played 1 year.
Right.
He got kicked out because he didn't pay, and so they didn't invite him back the next year. But it's a keeper league.
Okay.
And you have, I believe, 25 roster spots.
Gosh.
And you have to keep 20.
What?
So the draft is only. I take that back. You can keep up to 20.
Okay. As little as.
I don't even know.
Is there a minimum?
I don't know. I don't pay that much attention because I pick 20.
Really?
Every year I'm gonna keep the max because I got a pretty good team now.
Right.
And it took me 6 or 7 years to build it.
Right.
So I'm not getting rid of some of these people.
Right.
And but if you take 15 and everybody takes 20,
right,
the one guy who takes 15 gets
has 5 picks out
the gate.
Yeah.
But I like a 5-round draft.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty quick because I was thinking a 25-round draft would be insane.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Super insane.
Yeah.
But when you're down to your last 5 picks, you're not. It's pretty thin pickings, man.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you're really having to
dig deep into
to research on who you're picking up.
Right.
And so this year, a lot of what I did was I'm picking up prospects.
Okay.
I'm picking up minor leaguers.
So that would be like they're your sleepers, your sleeper picks, basically?
They're not necessarily my sleepers. I'm picking top prospects.
Okay.
I'm picking, I'm looking at the top prospect list.
Right.
And I'm seeing if they're available, and I'm grabbing them, and I'm storing them away.
Okay.
For when they get called up to the big leagues.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So I've got.
Is that risky? I mean, how many starting,
It is risky because on Mondays and Thursdays, those are a lot of off days. Like no game. There's not a lot of games.
Okay.
And so if you've got a whole roster full of no games, but you've got 3 or 4 minor leaguers sitting there,
right?
Can't throw them in because they're not playing, obviously.
Right.
So yeah, it's a risk, man. But it's paid off because I've got like 2 or 3 of the top prospects, like best prospects in baseball.
Because that's something that not everybody does.
Everybody does it. Oh yeah. But I was looking more. Because I was already looking at them last year.
Okay.
So fantasy baseball's fun.
I was going to say, that sounds pretty serious.
Fantasy baseball to me is fun.
Yeah.
Fantasy football to you is fun.
Yeah.
And it's just to each his own,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I like. I mean, it gives me a reason to watch every game. I love
Yeah.
football already as it is, but it gives me a reason to watch every football game.
Right.
Because
I don't have to have fantasy to do that.
yeah,
You
I mean,
know what I mean?
again, that's true. I enjoy the game already as it is. So
But then again, I love listening to people who hate fantasy, like anything, and just listening to them like rip the nerds.
right,
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's kind of funny to me too.
I'm
But
a fantasy nerd.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
that's
I'm
the thing.
not-
Like
Yeah.
anybody who plays fantasy will own being the nerd.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
I used to sit there, man. I'll sit there on my computer for hours just
Yeah.
looking up injury reports
Yeah.
and what's going on with each team.
I check my texts.
Yeah,
I look at Facebook. I look at Instagram.
Yeah. Twitter. Twitter would probably be a good place to get some sports news.
Well, I'm talking about my morning routine.
Okay,
when
yeah.
I'm sitting there waiting for
Right.
the kids to wake up.
Right. Yeah.
It's text, email, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
And then my fantasy baseball.
Yeah, there you go.
So when it's not baseball season, I'm kind of bored.
So you've done like 7, you said like 6, 7 years?
Mm-hmm.
So how many shifts do you have?
None.
None?
I took over a team that was hot garbage.
Right. And hence why the person left probably.
Right. Obviously, whoever I took over for didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
But like I said, it's an 8-man league, 8-team league.
Oh, dang. Okay.
It's
that's
not
few,
many.
yeah.
It's not many. If you get up more,
Right.
your teams are trash.
Because of the
Right.
roster size.
Right.
Okay, that makes
Because
sense.
the roster sizes are so big. So
Right.
it's 8 teams. First 4 or 5 years, man.
Yeah.
I was 7th or 8th every year.
Yeah.
Just because I was trying to build it. I made
Right.
the playoffs a couple times.
Right.
Right now, I'm sitting in 3rd, I think.
Okay.
So
That's what you finished at last year?
no, last year I missed the playoffs.
Oh, you're sitting at 3rd.
I'm sitting at 3rd right now.
Okay.
Like as we sit here right
Okay.
now, I'm in 3rd place for the season. Playoffs start in a couple weeks. So, anyways, fantasy football episode tomorrow.
Check it out. That'll be fun. New guests.
Yeah, and since this is episode 19, I'm not gonna number tomorrow's episode.
Tomorrow will be a
we'll just call
19B.
it- We'll call it we'll call it the Jones edition.
The jo-
We'll call it 19 Jones.
19 Jones.
And then I'll-
19J.
Yeah, and then I'll put B in parentheses.
That's so funny. He's going to love it.
He don't listen. It's not like he listens. Anyways, so let's go start it this weekend. Your girl started.
They started Monday.
How many kids you got in school? You got 4 kids. How many are in school?
4 kids, only the oldest 2 in school.
Okay. How old are the youngest? Well, the youngest one
Yeah.
is what, 10 months?
The youngest one will be 1 this month
Okay.
in 4 days. The second to youngest will be 4 in January.
Yeah.
So they're young. They're not in school. Not even,
So she'll
not
be
even
pre-K next year.
Right. Dang, that's crazy. Don't say that. The older 2. The oldest just started 7th grade. Yeah. She
Wow.
had volleyball tryouts this week
Uh-huh.
at 5:45 in the morning.
Oh, no.
So that was fun. And then the second oldest, Autumn, she'll be 10 in 6 days.
Uh-huh.
She's in 5th grade.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
I texted Riley's mother
Uh-huh.
on Monday night.
Mhm.
He started on Tuesday.
Okay.
He didn't start Monday. He started Tuesday. So I texted her.
His school didn't start until
Right.
Tuesday?
Right.
Okay.
They started Tuesday. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
As I texted his mother, and I said, "Hey, can you send me the first day of school pictures?
Okay,
You
yeah.
know, when he gets it." I had his mother take his phone away
Uh-huh.
because when he left here to go back to his mother's last Saturday,
Uh-huh.
I went into his bedroom and it was filthy. It was a mess.
Like he had left it, so
Yeah.
he was going to just leave it like
He
that.
left his
Yeah.
bed unmade,
Yeah.
clothes on the floor. That's my fault for not checking before
Right.
we left, but still, a rule to that phone was when he got it was you
Keep
keep
your room
your
clean.
room clean.
Okay.
His room was filthy.
Man, I need to make that rule with my kids.
And so I told his mother, please take his phone away until further notice, and sent her a picture of the
The room.
room.
Uh-huh.
And so she did. And so Monday night I texted her, can you send me those pictures, tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
whatever, and then give him his phone so that I can, speak to him.
Right.
Just encouraging,
Right.
Have a good year and all that. So I got those pictures from her, and it looked like she took it with a Nokia brick phone. They were so blurry, dude.
She's shaking. Like,
Yeah. Looks like she had to pause her game of Snake to take those pictures. But nonetheless, I may take what's tomorrow, Friday, 4th day of school picture tomorrow.
Okay,
so we can have a
to be
clear
better.
one.
Yeah. I was wondering why you posted it late. I mean, I was thinking school started.
School Monday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, he wasn't excited.
No.
He
about the first day of school or like the year at all.
School.
Okay, in general.
The boy does not like school.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him, but he also gets in trouble a lot.
Okay.
He's there to socialize.
Yeah.
To him.
I know the feeling.
And so, he's got a little friend named Jackson. Jackson's a cool little kid.
Jackson or Jackson?
Jackson with a T.
Okay.
Jackson's been over here before.
Yeah.
Spent the night a couple of times. Good, super nice kid.
Yeah.
Polite. But, when they're at the school, they're there to socialize.
Right.
According to them. So they got in trouble a lot.
Yeah.
Well, Riley did.
They've known each other for a while?
They met last year because this was a new school for Riley.
Okay.
So I asked Riley, "You got any classes with Jackson?"
Yeah.
He said, "Not one." He goes, I see him during passing periods for like a minute. He goes, and I see him when we're coming in from recess.
You thought that was probably a good thing or what?
I thought it was, and I'm sitting there thinking about it, and I'm like, that was probably school did that.
Right.
Because they had, issues with Riley.
Right.
But
he's in 6th grade now, right?
Right.
And so last year he was in 5th grade?
All right.
You think they communicated like that?
Well, they're in the same school.
Oh.
Okay, so he's in Shirts.
Okay.
Those little suburbs, those little outskirt towns.
Yeah.
They don't do middle school. They do junior high.
Right, which is
middle
is it 7th, 8th, and 9th, or is
no, middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Right.
Junior high is 7th and 8th.
Okay, just those two by themselves.
Right.
Okay.
And so he is in an intermediate school this year.
Okay.
Which is 5th and 6th.
Okay.
And that's what he was in last year.
Right.
So.
Okay.
They knew.
That makes sense then. I was thinking like, man, is that bad?
Hey, we got these kids coming to y'all school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Riley Walker and Jackson Maples, and keep
separate
them separate. Yeah, you're gonna want to keep them separate.
Yeah.
But that was that. So I think that was a school maneuver.
Yeah, man, they would try that with me. You ever I'm sure this happened with you where they would move you. Hey, you and so and so are talking too much. Why don't you move over near so and so, right? Because they never saw us talking.
Right.
Man, with me, it didn't matter.
Hey, have you? I know you've seen that meme. Yeah, teacher, you can move me.
Yeah.
But that's my homeboy too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can move me over there.
Yeah.
This whole class are my homeboy. You know what I mean?
That's exactly how it was.
Yeah.
And that may have not been the case at the time they moved me, but if you move me there, guess what?
Yeah.
That's about to be my homie.
Yeah. If you're not my homie right now,
they might not know it. You might not know it.
Get me by the end of this 40-minute class.
Right.
We homies.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was always bad when I was in high school because my mother, within probably the first half of the first semester, so we're talking the first three weeks of school.
Right.
She's on first name basis with every one of my teachers. Because I'm already that dude.
Adam's over here acting a fool.
Hey Bonnie, hi Jackie. And that was annoying. And I was telling you before the show, it was probably 9th grade when my behaviors in school started. Right. I got spankings in 4th grade. I got spankings in it. Man, I should probably just say my behavior started when I started school.
Yeah.
Because looking back on it now. Because I got spankings in 4th grade, I remember. I got spankings in 7th grade from a coach.
What?
And then,
wait, what does a spanking in 7th grade from a coach look like? Like a paddle?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Bend over?
Not necessarily like a bend over, but is put your hands up there on that wall and stick your butt out.
Really?
And it was pop, pop. And
wow.
The sad thing about it was that was in 7th grade.
Okay.
And I played linebacker in 7th grade. And that was a linebacker coach.
Okay.
So he knew me.
Right, of course.
And
I feel like it's worse when they know you.
This wasn't even a real class. This wasn't a math or an English or a science or whatever.
Yeah.
This was a 15-minute homeroom class.
15 minutes?
Yeah.
Like they're just like, all right,
So
welcome to school.
well, it wasn't even that. It was I don't know what the point of homeroom ever was.
Yeah.
You know, but you'd have your first 2 periods,
Uh-huh.
and then you'd go to homeroom, and then you'd finish out the day.
What? For 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like an intermission, kind of like a 15-minute.
Like a break.
Yeah. To do what? So when you get there, what would you do?
Nothing.
Y'all would sit.
I would just sit
and
there.
chill.
I would just sit there and talk to whoever else was playing football.
Right.
In there, and then we'd make fun of this coach
because
he was gross. It was Coach Black. Loved him.
Yeah.
Loved
but he was gross.
He was gross, man. He would pull out a big old thing of peanut butter from his desk and a spoon.
No.
Man,
just scoop it like ice cream.
Eat it like ice cream.
Bro, that's so nasty.
And then sit there and do this.
Yeah.
He was an older dude.
I don't think you'd hear that.
He was an older dude, yeah. It's like it was like sucking on your teeth. And so when I got out in the hallway, there was only I believe 3-4 classes up there. 4 classes up in this little upstairs part of a building. And so when I got out there to get these spankings, my first thing was to look around.
To see who's gonna see her.
Who was about to see me?
Yeah.
And I didn't see anybody that I knew.
Right.
My brother went to school. I was in 7th grade. He was in 8th grade.
Okay.
And so
I forget y'all that close.
So I get these paddles. I get these spankings, and I go about my day. I didn't see anybody that I knew.
Yeah.
I'm in the clear, man.
Yeah.
So I get home that day. My brother beat me home. I don't know how.
Yeah, I wouldn't take the same bus or whatever.
Well, I think no, we walked home.
Oh, okay.
So he beat me home, and my mother knew that I had gotten spankings.
By the time you got home.
When I got home, my mother knew.
Okay.
And I was like,
dang, how he beat you by how much?
Gosh. How did you know?
Yeah.
She goes, one of your brother's friends walked out of class while you were getting paddles.
Yeah.
And went and told, hey, your brother's getting spankings. And so Josh ran home and got to mom. So I got some more spankings at home from mom. And then
in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And then when Dad got home.
Yeah. More
spankings.
Man.
And then.
No communication.
And then she drove me up to the field house because we lived just around the corner from the 7th and 8th grade practice field.
Okay, yeah.
And the field house, and Coach Black was still there. And had to apologize. And she told him, you have my permission to whoop this kid's butt anytime you want. You do not need to call me, no permission.
Open invitation.
Open invite.
Wow.
To spank this kid. No, I didn't mess around in homeroom after that.
No?
No.
Yeah.
No, because I got it during practice too.
Right. I'm sure.
I got to do some extra.
Man, I didn't realize they were still doing that. I mean, I know we talked about how you got some years on me, but the whole spankings in school thing, I didn't even know that was still a thing.
In 4th grade, when I got the spankings, they sent a note home, and it was either 2 spats or it was 2 days of detention. And
I think those spats all day.
And parents got to pick.
Oh, what?
Yeah, parents got to pick.
Either or, like
circle what you want, sign it. And the kid brought it back. If it said spats, you went back right then. You got your spats.
Yeah.
And it was over.
They called them spats. It said that.
Yeah. It was done deal. My mother circled both.
No.
And then signed it. I didn't go to D Hall.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the detention. I got the the spankings.
The spats.
Yeah, the spats. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd take those spats all day.
Oh, all day long.
Yeah.
And it was
so I can go on about my day.
And it was funny because it was a couple weeks after that. The principal gave you the spats, and she was an older woman, and she comes walking in with a cast on her on one of her arms a few weeks later, and I asked her, we're sitting there as before school, we're waiting to go to class. And I asked her how she, what happened to you. This is a Monday, so over the weekend, she had gone rollerblading and she fell. And I started cracking up laughing.
Oh, wow.
And she goes, yeah.
That's funny.
She goes, she holds up her cast. She goes, yeah, this is my spanking hand. but I can get you with this one too.
Yeah.
And knock it off. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
crap. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So,
Man, I definitely got in trouble when I was in elementary school. More so than in high school. As I got older, I kind of just. I mean, I got in trouble every day for talking, but that
See, that's what most of mine was.
Yeah.
And it was just, you've always heard, I love school. It's just too bad classes get in the way.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Dude, 100%.
I was there to hang out with friends.
Yeah, I don't mind going. I'll get there early, hang with the crew.
Yeah. Yeah. And so now that Riley is starting to come out of his shell and start getting in trouble,
yeah,
I've texted and called my mother and apologized for how I acted 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mom. What did Riley do this time?
Yeah, she could. Yeah, no,
kind of thing.
I've definitely done that on multiple occasions after dealing with stuff with Autumn. And man, Autumn, for those of y'all who don't know, is the one that'll be 10 on the 28th, and she's her dad, dude.
Is she?
She's a talker and can talk and talk and talk.
But that's awesome, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, I think the social skills and everything, to be honest with you, have a lot to do with where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm. I
even had a Spanish teacher of mine, Senor Gonzalez, come into one of the AT&T stores I was working at, and this was, 8-9 years ago, and so I was a rep at the time. 20 years old, maybe a year and a half out of high school,
right?
And I think I had him for 2 years, maybe classes wise. And man, he hated. Like, I don't know that he hated me. That's probably a strong word.
Right.
But I gave him so much grief just because I was talking.
Right.
And he's like, man, this is crazy. Like, this is ridiculous. I get in trouble all the time for talking, right? And so he walks in and he's all, still using that gift of gab we see. And because he knew, I now I'm talking for a living at that point, really. I'm in sales. I'm selling myself. I'm selling products, whatever it is. And he knew. And
hey. I'm using that gift of gab, but I still can't do it in Spanish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I took 3 years of Spanish in high school.
Yeah, still can't speak it.
Still can't speak it.
Then my favorite thing was getting into Spanish my 9th grade year, and we had this old butch dyke lesbian as a teacher. Do you remember the Drew Carey show?
Yes.
Mimi?
No.
You don't remember Mimi?
No.
So Mimi was this big old girl, and she had blue makeup all the way,
like her eyebrows,
like her covering all the way up to her eyebrows.
Yeah.
And that's how Dr. Baker did it.
Really?
And I called her Senora Baker one time, and she lectured me for probably 5 minutes about how I'm going to call her Doctora because she's a doctor, and it took her years to get her doctorate, and you're going to respect me and call me that because I put in the work.
Right. Yeah.
And I went, but you're a Spanish teacher.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, like, can anybody who speaks Spanish do this? I'm just kidding.
Can you like teach me Spanish and give me a physical for football? Like,
not that kind of doctor.
I didn't understand at the time.
Yeah, right. So, no, that's what I'm thinking at the time.
But but she ended up being one of my favorite teachers. And as a matter of fact, a couple of the Spanish teachers ended up being my favorite teacher.
Yeah.
My Spanish 3 teacher, my junior year, couldn't stand her because I walked into Spanish class my junior year. And I saw that we had a test that day, and I went, "Oh, crapo!" And she sent me to the office for that.
What?
And I went, "What the what?"
Bro, you gotta learn. Some of these teachers are super sensitive. You gotta find out.
but the funny part was, they called my dad in to have a meeting with me and the assistant principal
because of
that, and I had to write a paragraph apology. That was my punishment.
One paragraph's not bad.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah, at least it's not pages, but that's crazy.
I said, "Oh, crapo."
So what'd your dad say?
He said it was pretty stupid because it felt like he said when he was talking to my mom about it, he was just like, it just felt like the assistant principal was interviewing him. Like it wasn't.
Oh, the way he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way she was just asking questions and whatever. It wasn't a punishment.
Right.
It was and he pretty much got away with,
And this was your junior year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Spanish 3, I see.
So.
Yeah. I think my last day it had to have been the last day of school, I believe. Second to last day, maybe. Same in junior year. In Senor Gonzalez's class. I think I had him like first period, right? And I show up. I had picked up some tacos like I do most mornings, and I don't know if we got a late start or something, but I would always pick up like my girlfriend at the time. We would go get tacos and then go to school, and it's the last day of school, man. I'm chilling, like I'm not carrying anything with me, right? And I'm in class. He walks in, and I'm straight up eating my tacos in class, and this dude pauses what he's saying when he sees me, and like you could tell, like for some reason that set him off. You know what I mean?
So he just went off on you.
Oh, dude, he was all, "Get out of my class!" Like he was upset, dude. And I like walk out, and of course me, like I like to push buttons, right? That's my thing. So I take a bite, and I'm like walking out, and he's like standing at the door, waiting for me to walk out, right? And so like right as I get to him to walk out, I like take another bite, like in his face, not like in his face, but like just next to him, I was like, man, it's last day of school. What's the big deal? And just like take a bite, he's on the side of me. So I'm not like literally looking at him taking a bite, but still just to kind of like poke at him, When I look back, I'm just like, God, why you do this stuff? You know what I mean? Why you like this?
Yeah.
But at the time, 17 years old, what are you going to do?
My Spanish teacher, sophomore year, he liked me. I liked him. He was a cool guy. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head right now. But I liked him so much that senior year, I requested to be his teacher aide.
Oh, okay.
First period.
Yeah.
So I was either coming in late, or I was getting there early and posting up in the back corner and just crashing out. And he was like, "Are you like?" When I first got in there, he was like, "Are you here to be my aide, or are you just coming here to hang out?" And I was like, "Well, I like you, so I don't mind sitting in your class. I mean, if you need help, sure, but you're probably gonna have to wake me up." And sure enough, if he needed anything like errands ran or whatever, but he was one of my favorites.
That was one of the things. What's funny is I think I'm a people person. I had one of those personalities that, like, even though I talk too much and I'd get in trouble, they couldn't help but like me. You know what I mean? I was a good student. I got my work done and everything. Yeah. And so it's not like I'm disrupting class and I'm getting 60s and I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm disrupting class, but I'm getting 95s. And I make them laugh. Like they couldn't help but like me.
And it was always when the teacher called my mom. It was always Adam's a great kid.
Right.
Great personality. Yeah. He talks too much. Yeah. Adam talks too much.
Dude. That's the story of my life, man.
I remember when I was in, I want to say first grade, and I had ADHD real bad, and I had problem with reading comprehension. Okay. I had trouble with reading something on a blackboard and then processing it and taking it down to paper. Okay. I was having to do this a lot. Right. Just get back up to the board for one sentence like 10 times, like before it finally, like, okay, cool. And so that was my biggest hang up earlier in school. And in that class, and I remember her name to this day as Miss Prince, and I couldn't stand her, didn't like her. Yeah. When I was even in her class, I was talkative. I got in trouble a lot for drawing on my desk with my pencil. Like my desk was full of art. Yeah. And I'd always get in trouble for it.
But they just leave it though. I mean,
I ended up having to clean it every time. But it was 3 days later. It was still covered in more drawings. Whatever. I'm just doodling on the desk. But it was pencil. Yeah. So not a big deal. Yeah, it wasn't Sharpie. I wasn't carving anything in it. I was just drawing. Yeah. But I got to a point where I'd made her so mad with talking and doing all this. Yeah. She moves my desk to a side of the classroom where nobody else was.
By yourself.
By myself. And then she brought a refrigerator box and enclosed me in. Like she cut it down one angle, opened it up, put my desk in there.
So you couldn't see anybody else even?
I had to scoop I couldn't see nobody. I was enclosed in there. I had to scoop my chair back and out to look at the blackboard.
Oh my gosh.
And then come back in and try to remember what and that's where I got but I loved it because I called it my office. And so my brother,
looking on the bright side, I get.
I was, making lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah.
And so my brother walks by and he sees this, and he goes home and he tells my mother,
Again?
Man, boy, I should have known in second grade my brother was going to be a snitch.
Yeah.
Because he started early. And so
he just loved to get you in trouble.
He wasn't. This time he wasn't trying to get me in trouble, but it was, man, Adam's so lucky. He has an office in his classroom. And my mom goes, an office? Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, she set up this box, and Adam's desk is in there and whatever. And my mom was like, oh, no. So my mom went up to the school the next day and, lit into her. Like, he has trouble with comprehension and, taking it from here to here and whatever. Right. And now he's got to do some extra steps to get back to the paper. And you're isolating him from the classroom and, all this stuff. So she got after her for that. Yeah. But the other coach got full open season on the spats. I didn't do anything. I just talked. You're right. And I drew on my desk. Yeah. That's all I did, man. Dude, the office thing is, I hadn't heard that. That was good. I definitely have been put in the corner by myself with the the desk up against the wall. Right. So I'm looking this instead of, the class behind me. But that's funny. Dude, I had an office. Yeah. And my brother ruined it. So would you ever tell, let's stop talking about office. You ever tell other kids? Or should have. Hey, step into my office. Exactly. No, exactly. I didn't know that at that time. Yeah. I get it. That's a good point. But yeah, dude, my brother was the snitch. Anything to get me in trouble, man. Yeah, he must have just liked watching it. It was probably fun for him. It was funny. And the thing about it was he took advantage, because I did get in a lot of trouble, on my own without him snitching. Right. And so he took advantage. Yeah. I remember walking in. I think Josh was a senior and I was a junior. He had already taken all his tests, so he was done with school. Right. I'm taking tests, whatever. One night, he sneaks out to go party, but when he comes back, he left the window unlocked. He left the screen out in the yard, whatever. Yeah. So that way he could get back in easily. When I got home from school the next day, my parents were sitting in the living room. They were never sitting in the living room waiting for me, ever. They were up doing something. Yeah. Where'd you go last night? And I was like, to bed. Yeah. I was in my room sleeping. Yeah. I got school today. What do you mean, where did I go? So they asked you, so did you get in trouble a lot more than he did? Oh, yeah. He was a good kid? No. Oh, but you got in trouble just more. I just got caught. Yeah. Okay. And so, where did you go last night? I went to bed. I didn't go anywhere. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Yeah. You didn't. Did you know at the time? No, I had no idea what she was talking about. Okay. And so I think one of them, my dad or my mom, walked me outside. Screen was laying on the grass and whatever. I said, I didn't do that. Yeah. That's not me. Josh is watching the whole thing. Knowing I'm getting in trouble for his mess. And he's thinking, man, I might get away with this. Yeah. And he goes, man, this worked. Yeah. Now I can do it all the time. And it wasn't until probably 5 or 6 years ago he admitted to it. To your parents, yeah. Yeah. Statute of limitations. What are you going to do now? Yeah. I'm 30-some years old. What are you going to do now? Yeah. I was like, man. Dude, that's funny. So, 2 things. One, you obviously knew it was him. If you knew it wasn't you, right? Yeah. So you just didn't rat him out. Absolutely. You just took it. I'm not a snitch. Okay, I like that. See, you just took it. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Second thing, one of my favorite things to do is admit to my parents stuff we did things years ago. Yeah, and I mean, they're good sports about it. Obviously, they what they do now. My decisions that I made are obviously fine. I didn't, I'm not a bad person. Yeah, exactly. We're good now, Yeah. And so that's one of my favorite things to do is be like, oh yeah, hey, you remember that one time you found the that was me. Yeah. And they're just like, well, you just laugh it off now, I don't know. I don't know if my mother would laugh some of that. She'd probably still get mad. Yeah. Or it would probably be more disappointment than just laugh it off. Yeah. Come on, man. That was 20 years ago. Right. Just having fun, man. And it's so weird sitting here now and being like, man, that was 20 years ago. Relax. Yeah. I thought that was 20 years ago. Yeah. But when I was texting Larissa, Riley's mother, about the pictures and whatever,
Right.
she texted me back and she goes, "Yeah, I'll send those over to you. You can talk to them in the morning." And then her next text was, "Can you believe we have a 6th grader?" And I was like, "Dude,
Yeah.
I've got a 6th grader." Getting old, man.
Yeah. Dude, and I'm young still. You know what I mean? We're young in the grand scheme of things, but
You're young and you still got a kid older than mine.
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy to me. I was talking to Kaylee about that today because, you know, I told you Ella, the 12-year-old, she's in 7th grade. She had volleyball tryouts. Right. She tried volleyball earlier when she was 8.
I remember that.
Right. So she's like 8 or 9, but she's super little, right?
Yeah.
Because you know, she's just in her family. You know, her dad's side of the family is not tall, right? So she's shorter. She wasn't that good. She had never played before, right? But also the other kids were bigger. So one game happened where like she didn't get to play as much or something, and so she was like done with it. Like she was like she stopped playing, and not like in the middle of the season. We made her finish out the season, obviously.
Yeah.
But she stopped playing, and then she started to get back into it literally less than a year ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Where she like decided like, oh wait, I want to play in 7th grade, so I better start playing now, right? And she admitted to this. So I texted her today, and I want to share this text actually, because it like you talked about like feel like, you know, we're getting old and seeing our kids grow up, you know, and this was a big moment for me because I texted her, you know, asked her how it went, and did she find out anything about making the team or not making the team. Well, now they can't cut kids. I don't know if you know that in middle school. They can't cut them.
I did not know.
So, like, you know, for us, basketball, volleyball, whatever, there was an A and a B team, and then everybody else didn't make the team, right? Now they have an A and a B team, and then a go team, which is like
all the leftovers.
Correct, and they play like 2 games throughout the whole season,
right?
Like, and that's it, right? So she goes, I made the go team, but it's all good because I can work my way up, and if I didn't make the B team, that means I wasn't ready. And I just said, that's very mature of you to say. I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. And she said, yeah, I'm still going to work hard. It doesn't mean that I'm not good.
Right.
You know? And I was super proud of her saying that. And it literally like brought a tear to my eye because seeing them say these things and get older and mature is fun.
I can literally see Riley going into 7th grade and making basketball and making like a go team and going, dude, coach is whack. Our coach is buns.
Buns.
You know?
He's going to say, shout out, Jazz. Our coach is buns.
Our coach is buns. Our coach is a Judy.
Yeah.
You know? Like I can literally see him doing the exact opposite of and being upset about it. Our coach is a Judy. He put me on the go team. He knows I got a shot. He knows my shot is wet like the rainforest. You know, and all this other stupid garbage. So this dude, hey, look. Speaking of Judy's, you know, I've told you before that Riley, you know, since he got his phone, he texts trash talks my brother. They go back.
Right.
So I have an Aunt Judy.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
I have an Aunt Judy.
Yeah, I didn't think I remember you saying that.
And I was telling Riley about it. I was like, you know, come to think of it, Riley, I have an Aunt Judy. He texts my brother. He goes, hey, you have an Aunt Judy. And he goes, and now I do too.
You thought of that?
Yeah.
Calling him one his aunt and 2 a Judy. Oh my gosh.
Now I do too.
That's good.
And so I photoshopped a picture of my Aunt Judy's face onto my brother and let Riley send it over. And Josh, of course, goes, yeah, tell your dad that was good.
Yeah, you got to get props to do, you know.
But man, first thing I do when I see Riley is grab his phone and just read through his texts because they're funny. Dude. Like
he gets that stuff from you too.
Yeah, like he called his granddad on his mother's side of Judy.
Yeah,
because
to him or to
on a text,
like, but not on text to his granddad.
Yes.
To him.
Yes. So Riley, if you don't answer Riley right away, he's gonna text it again and again and again.
The same thing. He'll copy and paste it.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's
Hi. Judy.
Is there a limit? Like after 5 times, it's Judy.
I don't know, dude. But I started cracking up laughing, and I was like, dude, you cannot call your granddaughter Judy. But then I got on my phone and I texted my mom.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, Riley just called Kevin and Judy. And she was cracking up laughing.
That's good. Dude, he gets that from you.
Oh, he has a sense of humor on him, man.
I love it, dude.
And that's what's gonna get him in trouble.
Yeah,
like
right.
the most. That's what
because he's gonna make an inappropriate joke at the wrong time or whatever it is.
I don't tell inappropriate jokes around him.
Yeah.
I don't really tell inappropriate jokes.
Yeah, but he'll come up with them on his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll learn them.
Yeah.
But he is going to be the type to where, yeah, his timing is going to be off.
Right.
Like, this is neither the place nor the time.
Right. As in, the students will laugh, the teacher's going to hate it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be the inopportune joke teller.
Yeah. From my experience, they hate that the most when you're making the entire class laugh at their expense.
If you're still in their thunder.
Right. Yeah.
And telling jokes at their expense. Oh, yeah, they don't like that.
Nope.
They don't like that.
That's
even
funny.
a little bit. But, yeah, man. That's just how it was when I grew up. It was just constant trouble.
Yeah.
And
it was just talking for me.
I'm in for he's in 6th grade now. I still got 6 years, 7 years, because they just started this year.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I don't know how it's gonna go.
You curious to see?
I'm looking forward to watching him grow.
Right.
But I know he's gonna be in some trouble.
Yeah.
Man. I just hope it's not trouble. I just hope it's not more trouble than what I gave my parents.
Right.
Like, I don't need him walking in and be like, Dad, I got a girl pregnant.
Right.
That's not the type of trouble that I need.
Right. You're hoping he talks too much.
No, I'm hoping he's just a talker like he is now.
Right.
And I can deal with some bad grades here and there.
Right.
Because the talking has already, made his
affected
grade.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Affected his grade. So he had to have a second half of the year comeback last year.
Yeah.
Because his grades were pretty low. They dipped pretty good. And so
hopefully the basketball and the sports will help out going forward too.
Like a coach will get a hold of him.
Right.
Know,
yeah.
And do it that way. But I'm still excited.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun, I think. I think either way.
Like, and the thing about it is too, like, I'm excited to watch all of our kids grow up.
Right.
Like, I'm excited to watch your kids grow up and see what kind of crap they get into.
Yeah.
Riley the same way.
I'm always, especially with 4 of them, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be like 4 different perspectives, 4 different personalities. Right. They get in trouble 4 different ways. You know,
we watched Braxton grow up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Braxton doesn't even look like Braxton anymore.
No, he doesn't, man. He doesn't.
Hitting that puberty, getting those jaw lines or whatever.
Yeah. Tall, starting to break out, a little bit of acne, Yeah. That's crazy, man.
That's what I can't wait for Riley. Like, Riley already gets zits and enjoys popping them.
Oh.
Like, he loves busting those things all over the mirror. He is such a nasty kid.
Nasty.
Yeah, he's a gross kid.
Yeah.
But it's something he enjoys doing.
Right.
He said, man, I said, dude, you got a big old zit on your face. And he's like, no, I already popped it. He goes, I busted it all over the mirror. I was like, oh, that is so gross.
That's nasty.
You're such a boy. But I can't say that's nothing I didn't do when I was growing up.
Yeah, same.
You get the good ones, like right here.
Yeah.
Right here on
your that good spots,
you got the good spots, or the ones you gotta like get your 2 knuckles on.
Yeah. Oh man, I've done that.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's so nasty.
But
now thinking about it, I'm like, that's gross.
We were gross,
and then that's what boys are different.
Boys are gross, dude.
Right? That's what. And I wanted all boys growing up, but now with the 4 girls, and I watch my nephews and stuff, and sometimes I'm like, these boys are crazy. Like, relax, chill, But with the girls, it's like they're less hyper,
Yeah. And I say all this about Riley, about how he likes to get in trouble a lot, and he's, the grades have affected. But I'll say one thing, man. In comparison to the kids I work with, Riley's a saint.
Right.
I was telling you before the show, we had one kid that, broke into a church and did some unspeakable things.
I didn't even think about doing some of these things, man.
Dude, that's the thing, man. All the things that these kids do that they get in trouble for at school, dude, that didn't even cross my mind.
No.
Who in their right mind takes a dump on a church floor? and think that's cool.
Yeah. No.
Like, what are you doing, dude?
I feel like even me at that age, if my friend did, I'd be like, bro, you do what?
Like,
That's nasty,
dude,
bro.
you're not my friend anymore.
Yeah.
and I wanted to be like, so what did you do? Did you like,
yeah.
hey guys, come here, come watch me do this.
Right.
Like, what?
No, I don't know, man.
Dude,
that one's out of my wheelhouse for sure.
as long as Riley is not taking dumps
yeah.
anywhere except the toilet.
Right. Man, I really think you'll be fine.
I think I've done a good job.
Right.
With Riley, as long as he's keeping it in the toilet.
No, that's.
I don't. It just. And I do like my coworkers. We talk about that all the time.
Oh, sure,
like when we get a report from the school about what a kid does, and we read it and we pass it along, and we just go, "What, dude? That wasn't even in my thought process when I was that age. Like, how do these kids?"
It's literally just like, why, right? You're
Yeah.
like, wait, why?
And it's like, man, I hate going to school because they look at us different, they treat us different, whatever.
Yeah.
It's because you act different, dude.
Right.
If you would act.
Right. Nobody else does these
Yeah.
things.
Who does that? Not them.
Right.
I bet in all the years, and it's an older church.
Yeah.
Like, it's an old building.
Right.
I said, I bet, I can guarantee you, as long as this building has been standing upright, that is probably
next to that high school
next
forever.
to that high school, that is probably the very first time poop has been on the floor.
Right.
On purpose.
Right.
Maybe an accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe an
on
accident.
purpose. Yeah.
Or a varmint.
Right.
But never a person just saying, hey, look at this.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Man, you sounded real country right then when you said varmint.
Varmint.
You said varmint. I don't think I've ever heard that word used in my life.
You know what a varmint is, man?
Like a rodent, like a small animal. Yeah, you sounded super country saying it.
I'm sorry, dude. Maybe like a. Okay, can we rewind?
No, I like varmint. I like it.
Is varmint good? The varmint. That was Yosemite Sam, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think I got it from Fox and Hound. We talked about this in our Disney episode.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good episode, dude.
It was.
Every once in a while, I'll go back and listen to old episodes, and that one's one I do go back.
No, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Because we weren't expecting that.
No.
Ended up talking about Disney forever.
That was weird.
That's what I like about this.
Thanks, Sauce, for singing Disney songs.
That's right.
You know, to and from a baseball game.
Yeah.
after a slot fest hot dog eating contest.
Ooh, that's what it was. That big old hot dog, right?
Yeah, that's how we slid into Disney. Was talking about
because he
talking about that he saved half of it in his beard for the ride home.
Man, I'm excited about this back to school, man. I mean, it's always a change of pace, I think, for the routine. You know, getting back into the go to bed early, wake up early, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And that's rough on them. I think it's rough on us. But
it's gonna be rough on me waking up super early in the morning to get him to school in shirts from Stone.
Ugh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. But I'm going to try something tomorrow. I'm going to try something different because usually I cut through Evans.
Okay.
Evans over. I go Marshall.
All the way to,
I go Marshall to Bulverde to Evans. And that spits me out on 35.
So, I didn't think about that because that's where his mom lives. That's why he goes to school there?
She lives in Cibolo.
Okay.
But if I get stuck, they got that cement plant out there on Evans.
Yeah.
And if I get stuck behind some 18-wheelers, dude, it takes forever.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Forever. So tomorrow.
What time do you have to leave?
He has to be at school at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
School starts at like 7:25, something like that.
Okay. So what time do you leave from here?
6 o'clock. Just to give me enough time. And we'll get there at about 6:40, 6:45. So we have to sit there for 15 minutes.
Right.
That ain't no big deal.
Right. But then you got to drive back home.
Yeah. But once I get home and hit that pillow, dude,
you're out.
I'm out.
Okay, that's not bad.
So I make sure I have everything that I need to do done that evening.
Yeah, always.
So that when I come home, I don't have to be like, oh man, I got to get this. Like the night after you leave, I'm going to edit this and get everything posted that I want to get posted.
Right.
That way I don't have to do it while he's in school tomorrow.
Right.
I can just kind of kick that.
Yeah.
Those are my days off. But tomorrow I'm going to try something different because when I leave for work, I leave here at 6 o'clock.
Right.
There's no traffic on 281.
Right.
So I may go 281, 1604 to 35.
Okay.
And see how that works out.
All right.
Because my sister was telling me the traffic doesn't hit until about 7 o'clock.
So you can't just go straight down 1604 to 35.
Well, that's what I'm going to try tomorrow.
Okay. No. Oh, 281, 604, 35.
281, 604, 35.
Right.
I'm going to do the square.
Right.
And see how that works out.
Yeah. Traffic at that time shouldn't be.
But there's a lot of, and also on Evans, there's a lot of lights.
Okay.
Without turn arrows.
Right.
So if I get stuck behind somebody turning left,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of people going straight,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there for a while. So we'll see how it goes, man. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited. I like when the school year starts back up.
I'm sure we got some parent listeners.
Oh yeah.
Let us know how it goes. Got any first week stories?
Also, one of my favorite things is I haven't seen any yet. Tomorrow is Friday, so I might see some. But I put it on Facebook the other day. One of my favorite things is the start of the new school year. And teachers who have been off for the last 3 months are so excited for the weekends.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Get out of here, teachers. But anyways, man, we're about out of time. Y'all like, subscribe, share, listen, follow, all the good things. And we'll look forward to that episode tomorrow. So lucky for y'all, 2 episodes. You get to hear my beautiful voice, Steven. A little extra. But anyways, until then, we're out of here.
Peace.